Boxing truth here. I had to talk a little bit about Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner, and it's about a potential fight for later this year, as Adrien Broner has been calling for a bout with Danny Garcia for quite some time. For the past couple of years, he's been interested in fighting Danny Garcia, and Danny feels the fight could happen, but he's been talking pay-per-view for quite some time, and it's unusual because he's a PBC fighter. Why is a PBC fighter talking about pay-per-view? This subject came up when he was asked about a rematch with Amir Khan, and Danny Garcia was saying, if that fight's going to happen, that fight has to be pay-per-view. Well, I just find it, kind of weird that, a PBC fighter is talking pay-per-view, and yet his boss or his manager, advisor, Al Heyman, has been sending a message to boxing fans when the PBC first came out that this is free boxing for all. We're going to be giving free boxing to the masses. We're going to bring boxing back to the casuals. That's the message and the mission of PBC. But that seems like a real long time ago, as the PBC just seems like they're not even trying anymore, that they've given up. They're presenting more trash to the boxing public as I speak. Recently announced 3 July ESPN cards, and look at the quality of those cards. All those fights that were announced are FS1 level. No, not the type of fights or the type of quality fights that should be featured on the ESPN platform, which is a big platform with a lot of viewership. You would think the PBC will be trying to take advantage of these primetime slots on the ESPN platform by providing some good fights, good quality, good content. And yet they're pretty much presenting to you more trash, like the card on NBC on June 18th featuring an Adrien Fanfara showcase against Joe Smith. The co-features a solid bout between Payano and Rashid Warren, but that's been the norm with PBC lately this year. The cards are just getting worse and worse, but hey, that's just my opinion. Now back to Danny Garcia. He's talking pay-per-view. He really wants a pay-per-view fight. That's fine, but you're a PBC fighter. Your advisor's spreading a different message to the media and the boxing public that he wants to get away from the pay-per-view model, and he wants to try to create stars by network television. Well, hasn't really gone according to plan. As the purses are dropping, viewership continues to drop show by show. The fighters are not as active. Some of them are just still, despite all these platforms, only fighting twice a year on the show for 8 to 10 months. In the case of Adonis Stevenson, who's finally going to return on July 29th after 10 months of inactivity. But is that really a pay-per-view fight? Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner? I mean, there's pay-per-view fights scheduled this year that shouldn't be on pay-per-view, but that's because of budget issues. In the case of Terrence Crawford and Victor Postol, but in this case, Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner. I mean, is it a pay-per-view fight? I don't think so. Nah, I mean, what's Broner done since Porter whooped him? Picked up a vacant strap, okay, but he hasn't been fighting any top upper echelon type of opponents in his weight class. And Danny Garcia is coming off a win over Guerrero. That's his best win at welterweight. So he's pretty much not fighting the best quality guys in the division, and to make it as a pay-per-view fight. And what Adrien Broner is talking is just fucking delusional. It's funny as hell. He's saying that, the fights belongs on pay-per-view, that him and Danny Garcia deserve $10 million apiece. Like, oh my, like, get real, man. Get the fuck out of here. They'd be lucky if they get $2 million apiece, $3 million apiece, because that fight won't even generate $10 million. It won't. Neither of these guys are. I mean, they're names, but they're not big superstars. Neither guys have the biggest fan bases. Garcia has a solid fan base in the East Coast, but it's not something at superstar level. He's never been on pay-per-view. Neither has Adrien Broner, who he's taken 2 L's in his career, which has pretty much put the brakes on him being a potential superstar. I mean, can these guys even sell out the MGM Grand between the two? I mean, I don't know. And to put it on pay-per-view, I mean, they could try, but it won't generate what Adrien Broner is thinks it could generate for both fighters. Nah. I mean, Broner's a funny guy, man. About billions, but according to Floyd Mayweather, he's not even about millions. So it is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I mean, I don't mind the fight if it happens. I'd rather watch Adrien Broner than Andre Berto, to be honest with you, because I think Adrien Broner has a lot more left compared to an Andre Berto. If you were to ask me who would win between Andre Berto and Adrien Broner, I'm going to keep it real. I would pick Adrien Broner right now to beat Andre Berto, just simply because Adrien Broner is fresher, younger, still has a little more in the tank, and still has a little more confidence compared to an Andre Berto who's taken so many tough losses and been in much tougher fights compared to an Adrien Broner. But I still think Broner would take another L if he were to fight Danny Garcia. I got Danny Garcia winning that fight if they were to fight later in the year. But it ain't going to go down in September as Adrien Broner thinks it can happen, because they're going to get punked by Canelo, as Canelo has a hold at the MGM Grand Las Vegas for September 17th, as he's going to be returning in September. So they're going to get punked by Canelo and be forced to move off that date. So maybe they'll have to fight the following month, or maybe fight on network television, or maybe on a regular Showtime, where I feel where the fight really belongs. But y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.